At Bio4Climate, we see this gathering as both a response and an activation, a call for repair, earth repair, healing, regeneration, especially in urban, degraded, asphalt-dominated landscapes. And we perceive this as a beginning, as a seed, as a step forward. I want to complement what Beck shared a little bit by showing how Bio4Climate's work looks in practice. Here is a photograph of Maya Dara, who led and initiated our Miyawaki Forest program and from whom I've had the chance to learn. And she's giving a tour of the Danahi Park mini forest, and she's introducing people to native plants, to soil life, to fungi. And nearby, Jim Laurie, our co-founder, shares the invisible world of pond organisms with the family. And together, the mini forest, the books, and the water container create this living classroom. And this is how Bio4Climate's help people engage deeply with life systems through curiosity, relationship, and place-based learning. Mini forests bring together ecological function and community connection, the meeting point between humans and ecological communities. And before we go deeper, I truly want to honor the plants and their quiet role in regulating the climate. And Judy Schwartz, author and dear friend of Bio4Climate, asks in many of her presentations, how does the earth manage heat? And she shares insight from Australian farmer Peter Andrews, which look, or you might think it's deceptively simple. Plants manage water, and in managing water, they're managing heat. So this reveals nature's deep interconnectedness, how vegetation shapes the water cycle and the climate. And within the system, we have a role as stewards. Across cities and towns, people are reconnecting with the land and actively regenerating ecosystems. And stewardship rooted in relationship is what enables true ecological healing. And at the center of all of this is a shared purpose to create conditions that support all life, not just human life, but the entire web of life. Within this context, the mini forest becomes a microcosm that reveals the intricate relationships between humans and ecological systems, a microcosm that not only offers opportunity to learn from nature, but also acts as a mirror, reflecting the contrast between how natural systems function and how we as humans often operate in disconnection from them. And it sparks curiosity about soil health, the soil food web, microorganisms, the water cycle, the carbon nutrient cycles, food webs, and the flow of energy through ecosystems. And the more you engage with it, the more questions it provokes. It never ends. And this is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about an inner transformation, an attunement to the environment that all of nature invites. If we are open, it's a reconfiguration of our knowledge systems towards life cycles, toward invisible processes, and something that indigenous communities and Hartman talked about have longed for a very long time. We are just awakening to it once again. Mini forests also contrast starkly with challenges like stormwater runoff, heat island effects, soil compaction, carbon emissions, and biodiversity loss. We're naturally wired to be curious about life-sustaining systems. And this is an aerial photo from the Somerville High School on planting day that shows how mini forests can thrive even in very urban spaces and kind of give you an idea of how any kind of urban space can be repurposed for life. And now I want to briefly share 2 of the 7 mini forests Bio4Climate helped plant with partners like Sugi, the City of Cambridge, the City of Worcester, the City of Somerville, and the BCC Group. Here's Green Rose Park mini forest, just under 2 years old. The center video shows a 360 view of the mini forest. And to the right, you can see a video of Maya entering the dense mini forest, and standing there, I couldn't believe I was still in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Our second site that I'm showing today is a former section of a parking lot in Worcester, Massachusetts, now a mini forest, and we got to visit this during the bus tour on Saturday. This aerial view shows what was depaved and what remains, and you'll hear more about this project later today in two different sessions from Casey Lee Bastian from the BCC group. These are photos from the paving day. Maya and I spent the whole day feeling grief for how much land is covered by asphalt, but also joy at seeing the soil exposed again. And by the end of the day, the asphalt was removed, soil amendments have been added, and a transformation had begun. And a few days later, volunteers of all age groups came to plant. The site was large and the work took a few days, but the energy was very vibrant and hopeful. And this is how the site looks like as of last week. It's powerful to think that this living microcosm could inspire broader transformation all across Northeast. And I've called the mini forest a microcosm, but I'm calling it a propensity because it is a predisposition towards life. It is a predisposition towards setting up in motion ecological processes. And this photo is from our last planting at Peabody Elementary School in the city of Cambridge that we've done with the city of Cambridge. And I believe this image captures that potential for restoration, for learning, for hope, for growth and becoming. And as I'm closing my brief presentation, I invite you to ask, what microcosm might you help create in your own neighborhood? And what conditions or propensities are you setting in motion for life to emerge? And I'll leave you with a quote by Dr. Akira Miyawaki to set the stage for Hannah's presentation, which in a way connects to what Harmon was discussing prior to my presentation. If we put into practice this biological knowledge and traditional expertise, we can extend the living results from Japan throughout the world. Our present understanding of the planet's ecology shows us that microorganisms, plants, animals, and all living things live inseparable existences. In our time, we have come to the profound realization that we humans can live only because these microorganisms, plants, and other creatures live. We are not the only main characters on this planet. Based on a philosophical recognition of how we are giving life as part of a great web of living things, we can look forward to a bright future for the humankind in the 21st century, created by native forests of native trees. And I think this quote truly captures our name too, Biodiversity for a Livable Climate.